The top area is the calculation part, where you have the stack, the X, Y, Z, T, and the last X registers. And on the very top you can see there is quite subdued red text, deg, which is the degree mode. You can go radians or degree when you calculate sinus, cosinus, tangents, etc. And then you have two other specifications. One is called psi 6, this one. It means when is a number going to be treated as an exponential, and I'll show you that. And then fix equals 4, that is the number of decimals after the comma, or after the period if you go American version. So here you can see that there is a 0 in register X, and it has 4 decimal places. And then it's the area where you can see all the functions, and the functions are described such that the orange letter is what you press to actually access that function. And then the gray functions on top of every the second and the third row are accessed by pressing the control key on the keyboard before you press that orange key. And then you have at the bottom here all the registers. There are 10 registers where you can store numbers to store and recall those values from. Now let's do a couple of calculations quickly just to show you how this works. I can just add some numbers here, pressing a number, then you go straight into the entering of the number in the X register. I do enter, and here we go, that's 111. If I now add, let's say 444, press enter, then you can see the 111 that we had is moved up to the Y register, and the active X register contains the number 444. Now if I press plus, it adds X and Y and puts the resulting number in X. Here we go, 55. And you can see the last X, the L register at the top there, contains the previous number in the X register. Now let's do 2, and then I don't have to press enter. I can just do, let's say, multiply it. I press the multiplication, the star, and here we go straight away. And the number is then added or multiplied into the X register. I can do divide by 4, and then press the divide key, and you get 277.5. Now, if I make a large number, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can see that it goes into an exponential showing of the number. 1 period, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it rounds to 7, because it was 6, 7, and then times 10 to the power of 7, because we have put the scientific notation breakpoint at 6. Number of digit is 6. So if I put S for notation up to 9, you can see now it shows the whole number, because I put the breakpoint at 9 digits instead of 6. If I put it at, let's say, 2 digits, 2, you will also see the 200 and something on Y register is now also displayed as an exponential. And then let's go back to side 6. Here we go. I can also obviously change the number of decimals after the period by pressing F, and then the number of decimals I want, let's say 2, and it goes down to 2. It also does that down here on the registers, obviously. It shows the same mode. Now let's go back to 4, and let's do another little trick you can do is change the way the numbers are shown. Let's just first go side to 9. You can see this is the US version of showing the numbers, or the mode of showing the numbers, where you have commas as separation per 3 digits, and then a period that is divides the integer and the fractional part. Now if I want to do the European way of showing the numbers, I press the single quotation mark, and you can see now there are spaces between the 3 digits groups, and then there is a comma instead of a period that separates the fractional and the integer part. So I can press any other button that you will, or any other function that you can see with the orange letters. Let's do X, or let's do Q for square root. I square root. Everything happens then in the X register. That is where the resulting number is. I can do Q again, and we go down to 59.2760. I can recall the last X by pressing L, and now you can see the last X is moved down to the X register, and the other numbers are moved up the stack. So this is how you do it. And if you want to store something, just press the right key, and I want to store this in register 0, so I go right key and then 0, and you can see the number pops up here in register 0. And then I can move by moving downwards, the key down, I roll the stack downwards like this. If I press the up key, I roll it up like this. If I want to exchange the two last registers, X and Y, you can see that over here. I just press this little orange bracket key here, or angle bracket, and it changes those two. And you can just explore all the functions and all of that. So if I want to clear the whole stack, I just do Control C. If I want to clear just the last or the X register, I press C. Let's just press C first here, 0 in the X register. Control C clears the whole stack. Large M clears the full memory. Now if I want to undo the stack part of this, I just press U, and I can undo all the way back to the beginning of this session. There's an infinite amount of undo here, all the way back here. So all the way back to U. Now if I just enter something, let's fill the stack with something here, just like this. And let's also add something to the registers. Let's do this maybe. And then I quit the program, large Q, I'm back here. If I restart, everything picks up from where it was, meaning everything is saved to a file, the .trex.conf file, and everything is then all the numbers, but also all the settings, like if there is degree or radians you're working with, and the psi limit, and the number of decimals, and everything is just saved. So let's do F2, and then psi down to 6, and then clear the memory.